Ladies and gentlemen, it is That Way Cool Wrestling Show. My name is Danny J. We are right here on the DJB Productions Network. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave some comments. It is Royal Rumble weekend. We are so excited. We wanted to bring this show out to you today. We have a bunch of shows coming out based on the Royal Rumble, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. But first, let's bring up who we got on this show. We got my man, Mad Mark Lindsay.
Good morning, everybody.
Live and in color, we got Mad Mark Lindsay. We have my man B Steady himself, Bad Bob Stefford.
What's up, everyone? There's a new enforcer in town. He is me, and I am the Celtic Casanova. Ready to talk about the Royal Rumble today? Hit me up on Instagram at B_steady. Let's go, gentlemen.
What a great time we got. We got a great cast here. And guys, we are so excited. It's a Royal Rumble. It's one of the best times of the year, aside from WrestleMania for the WWE fans. Royal Rumble is definitely the other show that we want to watch. It is Royal Rumble weekend. We are talking about the predictions of this weekend's Royal Rumble.
Disappointment.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that as well.
Guaranteed. Right, episode over. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you next time.
Right. So by all means, we're going to talk about the predictions. All you guys out there who are watching the WWE, and more specifically, going to be watching the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk about the way it shapes up. We're going to talk about the, what we think might be a thing, because not for nothing, the Royal Rumble is kind of like a weird match to have for the way the talent is today. We're going to talk about that as well. Make sure, if you haven't already done so, catch our other two episodes, one about Royal Rumble memories and the other about the stars that the Royal Rumble produced. And we got those two episodes right here on the DJB Productions Network as well. So let's talk about this, guys, today. Predictions. Remember, the Royal Rumble now, as of 2021, has two Royal Rumble matches. We have for the men, for the women. So this way, everybody can get their equal footing and have an equal shot at WrestleMania. I think this is something that actually is a good thing. I think the Royal Rumble is big enough for it to be a huge themed night and not just have one match, right? I think we both can agree on that.
But
let's talk about predictions.
Is it too much of one thing in one pay-per-view?
No, because it's females, because it's women on their own.
Think? But it's as somebody who's participated in more than a dozen of these type of matches, there's only so much you can do.
Right.
It's very limiting. It's a lot of the same stuff twice in a show, and each match is at least an hour long.
But if you're a Royal Rumble fan, though,
they're going to bookend the show with it.
But look
the show's going to open with the women's Rumble, they said, and it'll close with the men's, which I think is the best way to go, because you already got your title matches.
Right, not having back-to-back.
So, yeah.
Right, exactly. I think that's a good idea. But I think, honestly, we have so many great women in the World Wrestling Entertainment industry right now. I think we have so many superstars that are outshining the men on many, many pay-per-views, on many, many television programs. So to have a Royal Rumble just for them, hey, let me tell you something. Women have come to the foreground, and as they should have. They really honestly should have. It's one of those things, because the talent is there. So what you're talking about is one of those things where, I want to see the Asukas. I want to see Charlotte Flair. I want to see Sasha. I want to see Bayley. But you want
to see everybody. Basically,
I want to see everybody.
Instagram likes and follows.
But now we're talking about also. Here's the thing too, with this, and it's something that has become more, I guess, modern years or whatever. We also want to see who they're going to bring in besides these current stars that we have. I remember I was at the one Royal Rumble in Philly not that long ago, and I think it was the first one. Was in Philly for the women's Royal Rumble. And
it might be.
I don't know. I think it was. And then what it was, we had Trish Stratus come out.
This is the third women's Rumble, right?
Yeah. So it was about 3 years ago. Yeah. So it was the first one. And we were live in Philly at that, and we got to see Trish Stratus come out. We got to see, I think,
if I'm not mistaken, come back for that too.
I thought she did. I wasn't sure.
Tori Wilson.
Yeah, Tori Wilson, Jazz, and a couple others. And we got to see some of these stars from yesterday. They're like, wow, I don't want to see these girls come up. Yeah, I think she will. Yeah. And but
Always
I want
like
to see.
Molly Holly.
I want to
Underrated
see
talent.
that solid worker, most solid female worker I've ever seen is Molly Holly. But you got to see these women go up against some of these other women, like the Camille's and the Sasha Banks and stuff like that. And let's say there was an era in time when women that were wrestling in the WWE, it was so lackluster and poor because for
It was
whatever
a piss
reason,
break.
these particular women didn't get it. They weren't training properly, even though they had great trainers. Some women just can't wrestle. I mean,
It was tits and ass back then.
it was.
That's
It
all
was. But then when the tits and ass became professional wrestlers,
No,
and all of a sudden, wow, that girl knows what she's doing. I mean, I could watch Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks all day.
yeah.
They do such great work in this ring. I love Asuka. I love Asuka because Asuka reminds me of a female Muta.
So
And so
just to get into our predictions for the women's match, let me set the table for you. So we have Sasha Banks defending against Carmella. She is the SmackDown Women's Champion leading into the female Royal Rumble match. Asuka is not defending her title at the Royal Rumble. Instead, she's defending her tag titles with Strange Bedfellows tag team partner Charlotte Flair against Baszler and Nia Jax.
Yes.
So looking right now, it's almost a guarantee Asuka's heading into WrestleMania with her belt. And I'd be surprised if they take the belt off of Sasha. But Sasha does have a record of never defending her title at a pay-per-view. So you
She's
look at
consistent.
the women's Royal Rumble. I honestly see both Royal Rumble winners going after the SmackDown titles, just because that deal with Fox is such a big deal. USA Network's always set in stone, but they really need to step up. They need to amp up Fox. So I could see both Royal Rumble winners being from SmackDown. And if I'm giving my prediction for the Royal Rumble match, I think Trish Stratus returns for it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think she comes just shy of winning, and to bridge the gap between WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble, Sasha defends against Trish Stratus at the middle pay-per-view. I think it's Elimination Chamber. But I see them elevating a new star, which we talked about last episode, of them really needing to pull the trigger on someone. I think Bianca Belair gets the job done.
There
and
you
I'd
go.
like to see that myself. That's who I want to pick, and that's who I think will win.
So I'm kind of with Bob, where I'm going to kind of give you who I want to win and who I think will win. I've been a big fan of Lacey Evans. I'm not so big of a fan of this Ric Flair storyline.
Repugnant.
I think if they want to build a star, you have Lacey Evans win the Rumble. But I'm going to tell you, and I don't read the dirt sheets, or I at least read the same sites that we all read.
Yeah.
Something tells me that we might be seeing a Ronda Rousey return. And I'm going to say that Ronda Rousey is my prediction. If she enters the Rumble, I think she's winning it.
That's a bold take.
I'm pulling for Lacey. I want to see Lacey. I'm a big fan of Lacey, but I think Ronda Rousey. There's something. I have a gut feeling.
That's
and you know what?
Though, my head as well.
That's something that you're taking your experience with what WWE booking is like, and you're saying, all right, this is not what I want as a fan. This is what they're going to do. Right. And I think you're logically right. You're logically right.
Let's also take into effect what Bob mentioned in an earlier episode is that we're competing in Thunderdome. So, yes, I think on the men's side, I would love for CM Punk to return, but that's not going to happen without a crowd. But you can have Ronda Rousey return without a crowd. That would get ESPN talking. That would get Fox talking. That would be a huge deal, and you don't need the live audience to be, the.
I don't want
crossover talent too. Like she's got more fame than just WWE.
Right.
So I could definitely see them going with something like that. Plus, she's already a commodity there. So it's not like you're bringing out an outside person.
Right.
It's just somebody who's
I'm going to say a very unpopular statement, and that is CM Punk did not come down off the cross, and he will never come back to anything. I want to tell you that right off the bat. Okay?
No, he's forever our Messiah.
We can still wish,
We can still wish, right? And I want to tell you, my women's Royal Rumble pick for 2021, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to
That's the last new name he knows.
That's the last new name I know. I don't even watch this program
So
anymore.
real quick,
Yeah.
with the women's, there's one intangible out there.
Yes,
Is Becky Lynch ready to return?
I don't think so.
I
I'd be
mean, she
surprised.
gave
I'd be
birth
surprised.
Early December.
That's close, man.
What's it? It's
Well-
6 weeks before Dad's.
I mean,
gonna
granted,
show
she's
up.
an athlete, so therefore her body's going to snap back into shape much faster than
I just saw a picture.
woman
of her.
off the
She looks
street?
same
she
did
looks
for-
great. No, she looks great, but with a new baby, is she going to want to jump into it that fast? See, that's the thing
It's-
too. Is a decision on her part.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
there is an opportunity to do something like that, it's a Royal Rumble. She's got to punch, kick. If you're going to put her over, she doesn't even have to bump.
I
You
would
can-
say no. There's no way
Mm.
because you're not taking COVID into effect. He's newborn baby.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
I mean, yes, I think without COVID, because I'll be blunt with you, that kind of
And-
spoils who I'm picking for the men's. Because
think-
I
But
The
understand
other
that.
half of that equation, I do think Seth comes back.
yes, I think
But,
Seth
but-
comes back and wins. I'm just going to say it right now.
But understand though, as a well, we're
Hold on,
men,
stick a
so
pin in that. We'll get there.
we're as men, we're not taking this into effect. But as a new mother, a first time mother and stuff like that, she's going to stay with that baby for a good long time as a
Oh, I
mother.
agree.
And I wouldn't have it as her husband. I wouldn't have it any other way. You know what I mean? So understand if she goes to Royal Rumble and maybe they put her over because it would be such a pop, right?
She can still
And
have
now
that
now
fun,
she's
though,
got to
because-
now she's got to go to WrestleMania.
Yeah, but
And
they're
she's
not
not going to
traveling-
want to do that. She's
They're not
gonna wanna do that.
traveling city to city. Everything's in one place. It takes that out. of
You're going
equation.
back to
So she
old
can
school.
still be
You're going
around
back-
that baby all the time and just, hey, got to go through the curtain, pass the baby off. She's back. Boom, right there, done.
No, first time parents, man. I'll tell you, they get a lot of ideas, and they're first time parents. You know, for you non first time parents, you have no clue what I'm talking about. But you first time parents, it's like,
Nope.
you know.
I
different
sleep
story.
very well at night. Thank you very much.
So do we agree, just to real quick, go through the filler stuff on the card?
Yeah.
Does anybody think Carmelo's beating Sasha for that belt?
Nope.
No. Drew versus Goldberg.
I would be
I have
really pissed
terrible
off if they
feeling
gave it to
like-
Goldberg.
What?
I would be pissed off if they gave it to Goldberg because he's won every other time. And
I'll tell you
got
this.
pissed, and I'll tell you right now, I'm sorry to cut you off, Mark, but I'm so pissed off that they bring Goldberg in.
Now
He
you're
goes
sorry?
right to the world title. He goes right to the fucking world title and wins the world title. Like Goldberg wasn't that impressive in WCW, and he went undefeated for fucking 9 years or whatever the frick he was.
And
But
the
you
last
understand what I'm
image
saying?
we have of Goldberg in a ring is him being dumped on his head from The Undertaker.
Yeah.
No. Because he returned for SummerSlam against Ziggler.
Oh,
That was the
God.
last moment. Yeah, come on, man. Listen, if Bill Goldberg wins the title, then Brock Lesnar is coming back in the Rumble. I hate to say it, but that's what's happening.
No, I think
Yeah.
I think Goldberg wins the title, and I think they give Drew the WrestleMania moment he deserves with they're saying about 20,000 fans in attendance for WrestleMania. Give him pomp and circumstance, let him win the belt back. So I don't think, like I said earlier, I think the winner of the men's Rumble.
I
is gonna
think
be from
what a boost it
SmackDown.
would be. I think what a boost it would be if Drew held off the threat of Goldberg that guys like Brock Lesnar couldn't do, quote unquote, blah, blah, blah. And he was the guy that said, shut Goldberg down.
But this is WWE we're talking about.
I know. But what a story that would be to say, hey, you really established McIntyre as like the man. You know what I mean? Because let's face it, like, why was Ric Flair, quote unquote, the man? Because he pushed down every opponent that ever went to him in all those years as world champion. And unfortunately, in WWE, you give it 2 pay-per-views, you're losing your title in a lot of cases. So unless you're Triple H. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's get out of that mode and let McIntyre. Not that McIntyre needs to be the next Ric Flair or what have you. I mean, he's a good world champion. He's a good-looking guy. He's got this. He reminds me of Barry Windham so much.
I thought you were going to say he reminds me of yourself.
or Bret the Hitman Hart. No, I'm saying no, but like in other words, but like you know what I mean. Like let the guy. Let's shut Goldberg down. I think they used Goldberg when they brought him back for Lesnar. That was a nice little coup, and it was great. But then they bring him back again, and I'm like, and he went into the same thing, just insert different guy. That was so lazy. in a sense. You know what I mean? If you want to maybe do the same storyline but put a different bring back in
But like,
again,
can you
just
even
a
get
team,
can
you
you get 8 to 10 minutes out of Goldberg?
could you get 8 to 10 minutes out
In a
of him
street
in
fight, you
WCW?
could. In a no DQ match, you could, but not in a standard wrestling match. No.
Yeah,
No,
we're tired of seeing it. Like, why? Who thinks this is a good idea? Like, there is no portion of the audience that wants to see this. And I think with him, if Goldberg were to win the title, it fits into my whole theory of it being COVID. You can do whatever the hell you want and push whoever the hell you want, whichever way you want them to be, because you don't have a crowd reaction.
You know who I want to be against Drew McIntyre?
No, tell
Look right below me. See this guy right here?
him. He looks constipated.
That guy there. He looks like he's getting sucked into his seat and he's got an NWO belt. That's the guy I want to fucking challenge Drew McIntyre
I've been
for
very
the
distracted
WWE
looking
title.
at him.
Bob,
All
you
right,
said
so then we've got Roman and Owens,
Yeah.
and I believe it's no DQ or some sort of gimmicky.
Who's it Roman
Or
gets
last
to?
man standing. Last man standing.
Who's it Roman gets to?
Kevin Owens
It's gonna be Roman.
for the 40th time in 3 months.
Mhm. It's gonna be Roman. It's gonna be Roman.
I agree. I don't see them taking the belt off of Roman,
Mhm.
and I wish they wouldn't do the.
They have a good
Owens.
thing with Roman now because I think he, as a heel with Paul Heyman, I think this is what he needed because Roman Reigns has a look. We can't deny that. Roman Reigns, I don't think has a personality. Personally, I don't think he has a
it's
personality.
It's coming through on SmackDown.
More now, right? Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
a minority. I'm not buying into any of this Roman Reigns stuff. I still don't care about the guy. He bores me to death. I'm in the minority this time. I know that it's popular. It's working. People really like
Yeah.
it, but it's not for me.
Yeah. Well, it's
But
kind
I
of like
think he
John.
holds on to
It's
that
kind of like John Moxley. John Moxley bores the hell out of me now, and I was excited to see him get out of his WWE gimmick and stuff like that. But now I'm like, all right, dude, I've seen this. I'm done.
Yeah, see,
Move
I
on.
like Moxley, but like he
You know.
does nothing for me. But like I enjoy
Yeah.
his matches. I enjoy his
Yeah,
promos.
not
but
bad.
There's just
Yeah.
something that misses about. I don't know.
I'm a spoiled guy because I listened to Arn Anderson, I listened to Ric Flair, and I listened to Jake the Snake Roberts as a kid, and everybody after that does not shoot a good promo. To me, and I'm sorry, Bret Hart is the be all end all to you.
Yes.
Okay. Mark has his favorites. So you can say Paul Orndorff. That's it. That's the be all end all. You know, for me, I have a lot of guys that I'm.
Orndorff sucked at promos, by the way.
He
was not a
did.
good promo.
Terrible.
He was horrible at promos, but whatever. But like I was a big, and granted, I'm a DJ, and that's the kind of shit I look at. I'm a vocal guy. I'm a MC, and to see guys like Jake Roberts on a promo, to see guys like Arn Anderson, to see Ric Flair, those kind of guys cutting a promo. I loved Magnum TA, but the guy couldn't talk. You understand what I'm saying? Sting was okay. Sting wasn't bad. He wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. But you understand what I'm saying? So I look at that, and nowadays I don't see anybody really with great chops on the mic. There's not a lot of them. And I think a lot of it's because they're scripted. They're so scripted it hurts. But these guys, I'm sure there's guys out there you would never think are great. We said this about Brody Lee, the late Brody Lee. Who knew that guy could have great chops on the mic? Because he never was allowed to. You understand what I'm saying? So it comes down to that too. I think you're going to go with Roman because simply the fact I think Kevin Owens had his time. He had a nice good push. He had a nice good run. Guy picked up a couple basketball games in between with his outfit. I understand. And I can't stand him. I can't stand it, dude. Honestly, I don't like him.
Kevin Owens?
Yeah, I don't like Kevin Owens. I never
What
did.
in the
Mark will
frick?
tell you. I never liked Kevin Owens.
Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Mark
All right,
knows.
Can
Mark
we
knows.
agree to disagree and get this show back on the rails?
Thank you. Who's your prediction, Bob? You think that the winner's going to come from SmackDown? I want to know who you think.
Okay, so we're on the men's rumble now. All right, so I think the winner's coming from SmackDown and going after Roman at WrestleMania. I want Daniel Bryan to win,
Mm-hmm.
and they can recreate easily the magic that they had a couple years ago with the Yes Movement. Bryan's been on a losing streak. Let him find lightning in a bottle, win the Royal Rumble, give him one last run, have Roman just beat him down. Uso, beat him down, beat him down, beat him down every week. And you get this whole movement behind him again. And you make it organic like it was the first time. And the crowd will be there for Daniel Bryan. My gut,
Mm-hmm.
God, My guts got gut rot over this. Lesnar or Cena?
Yeah.
You
Well,
think Cena? You really do think
Cena's
Cena?
back for Mania. Triple
I'm
H
not-
said it in a call last week.
yep.
Edge is in the Rumble as well.
Yep.
But I could honestly
Yeah.
see him going into an attraction match at WrestleMania with like an AJ Styles.
But Edge, I
or
just saw
something
that.
like that.
I just saw Edge. This is his
It's
fifth-
4
fifth-
decades of Royal
or
Rumble.
five decades, isn't it?
90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s.
Oh yeah. Okay. So 4 decades. So I mean, and he looks great.
Oh, he's in great shape.
He looks
I'm
in
happy
great
he's back
shape.
and healthy
Yeah.
and able to
Maybe
do-
they'll give it to him. I don't know. I think here's a good thing. Like you say, SmackDown, definitely. Because you know why? They just did this big deal with the network going on to Peacock, which that's an NBC affiliated thing. USA is NBC affiliated. So therefore, NBC got their tickle. Okay. They're doing a great thing by bringing the network over to Peacock and getting those subscriptions. So NBC is getting their feel. So definitely we need to rub Fox to give them some kind of equal footing. As
And just
far
real
as,
quick
you know,
to touch on
so that
that
makes sense.
Peacock move, incredible business decision. You're
Yeah.
going from 1.5 million WWE Network subscribers to over 25 million households with Peacock. So you're opening up to a whole new audience. So we have to think about that when
Yeah.
you're booking Mania, because that's the first big show on Peacock. And who's going to draw in for that subscription who might not have a Peacock subscription?
Yeah. In all honesty. And here's the deal too. Automatic. Now, granted, because you have to do WWE Network separately, right? Even if you have Peacock.
No. So what it is you go into Peacock. You'll be able to get it beginning at the $4.99 tier, which is limited commercial interruption, or you can pay $9.99 to the premium tier, which I believe also includes some other Peacock things as well. But you
Okay.
get the full WWE
The
Network.
reason I say that because it's a little confusing because, like, for example, in our area, Xfinity gives you Peacock.
Yes, correct.
So I don't know, like, if I have Peacock, am I getting the network or no? I have to
Peacock
pay.
also doesn't have a Fire Stick app,
Right.
or it's not available on all smart TVs. So that's
Right.
something they've also got to bring to the forefront before
Right.
they move on.
But am
with
I
it.
am I getting network because I have Peacock for free?
No.
I
You
have to pay
you
for
have to
it, right?
start off at the $4.99 tier to get limited.
It's at my option. I have advertisement in there, blah blah blah.
But
So, yeah.
if you could tolerate the advertisements, you're getting
Half
the network
off.
for $5.
Yeah.
Right.
Half off.
Are you
Really?
losing anything else? Though? Are you losing any pay per views like WrestleMania?
No.
Nope.
No.
So you're still getting for $4.99.
You just get ads. It's like YouTube. You're going to get like
Yeah.
a 30-second ad every once in a while. And right. Well,
Exactly.
but for people like me and Bob who are spending the $10 anyway, to me, that's just a lateral move. I'm going to get, I'm
And
going to
I'm gonna
eliminate.
get all the good NBC content commercial free.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Mark, what's your pick for the men's rumble? I'm
I'm-
going Daniel Bryan, but my gut's telling me Brock or Cena.
So I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of going Daniel Bryan too. There was an interesting
Mhm.
interaction between him and AJ Styles last night on SmackDown,
Yes.
which kind of gives me that an idea that if they pull the trigger and have Daniel Bryan win the title, you have AJ kind of just waiting in the wings, and Roman can go towards whatever else he wants to go towards. But I have a feeling that a return's going to happen. I think I hinted on it earlier. Seth Rollins kind of strikes me.
Mhm.
The whole Monday Night Messiah thing, there's enough time that either people forgot about it, which we didn't, but in WWE's mind they did, or he could come back as the ultra babyface. Guys, I have this beautiful child. We're doing great, and you know what? I'm going to dedicate my career to making my child happy. I don't even know what they
Like
had.
a turnover, a new leaf cut.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's history between Reigns and Rollins in the Shield. You have a built-in storyline already, so they could do something like that, which I would not be really upset with. But something tells me Lesnar or Cena, and I'm okay with Lesnar and Cena more than I am with Goldberg. So I still
Absolutely.
think that Cena never really. I wasn't a big fan, but to be fair, he never really had that send off. I don't
Right.
call that match against Bray at WrestleMania a farewell to Cena.
No.
So I would be okay with Cena, maybe more so than others. I do not want Brock, but something tells me Brock.
So real quick, let me just drop this on you. So leading into WrestleMania, I kind of like the idea of Cena winning the Royal Rumble based on the fact he's one away from Ric Flair.
Yeah.
So
Now, isn't he matching him now? God forbid, isn't he matching him now?
no,
16?
it's there. He's one off from a tie, I believe.
He's at 15. I thought he was at 16.
Mark, while I'm talking, can you Google?
Can you Google?
I can. I'll
Hit that Google monster. I thought he hit
put him
16. I thought he had hit 16, which
So,
Flair's an
you have John
Flair's an
Cena.
18-time champion. Nobody recognizes that. But he's an
You have
18-time
Cena win the Royal Rumble.
champion.
You
Mhm.
tell the story. It does nothing.
16.
But it does.
Yeah, right.
okay.
He's at 16. Yeah, so he's
He's
matched.
16 now.
So this is to break. That's even better.
Yeah.
So you've got him chasing Roman now. People, if you bring back the Doctor of Thugonomics, you bring back John Cena with a little edge, the crowd will be there.
Here's what I would want if I was booking for something like that. He's going to break Flair's record, right? Flair is managing in a sense now since he's with what's her face. Put Flair with some good young talent guy.
Mm.
And now listen, follow me for a second. Flair, out of his own ego, Flair, out of his own thing, gets whoever. Pick anybody. I mean, it could be any good wrestler. Flair
I
takes
don't
one,
wanna see Flair on my
and
TV.
and
I don't
Flair
either.
as
He's
a
on the
ma-
no-fly list.
but Flair
Yeah.
as a manager wants to keep Cena from breaking his record. That's
That would have been
basic
fine.
storytelling.
That would have been
Here's
great
my-
5 years ago. Not
Here's my
now.
hot take.
It's basic storytelling, though. And
My
the
hot
WWE, what the hell are they doing now, anyway?
Flair is ruining his legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Big
I think
time.
less Flair is more. Honestly,
They-
I honestly say that too.
Now, I
but,
think
yeah.
there certainly is a way to use Flair. I don't know what it is, but
Mhm.
in this creepy old man capacity, I don't think it's.
I mean, I think you guys hit on something kind of slightly. If you go with Reigns keeping the title, Reigns keeps his title, and then you have because now the Royal Rumble guy could pick which title he wants, right?
Correct.
So have Rollins win, and then we have that big Shield breakdown. You know,
We've done
for the-
that so much already, though.
They'll do it
It's
again.
just-
But they'll do it again. They'll do it again.
it's redundant. And,
And Goldberg came back 16 fucking times and won the world
There
title.
is
Well, I
a
mean,
huge-
this is what you're talking about.
but there is a huge problem with Seth Rollins as a babyface.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe Lopez is a huge douchebag. He is. Seth Rollins is inherently unlikable. As a
I don't
human
like him.
being. I'm not talking about a character.
I don't
The
like him.
guy is a fucking douchebag.
Yeah,
And there's no way around it. People know it because of his Twitter presence.
yeah,
Like he's not likable. He has to be a heel.
yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
stand the dude. Like every time he opens up his mouth, like I'd even pay to see Ryback with all his mouth running. Just rip him apart.
What a coup that would be! Bring Ryback back and have him win the Rumble for Christ's sake.
Ryback versus Mark Henry, WrestleMania. Book it.
Yeah, since he's so outspoken, have him say, "I don't want to choose one champion. I want to wrestle both the guys and take
Yeah.
both belts."
And let's unify him and stop
Uh,
having all these
yeah,
goddamn
yeah.
champions.
And we'll call it the Ryback Championship. Stupid.
So Dan, your pick for the Rumble. I know you know everything that's going on. Your finger's on the pulse. Who's doing it this year?
Zach Gowen, the one-legged wrestler. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't watch WWE, and I'll be
Oh my
perfectly
God,
honest.
make a pick, you prick.
I don't know. I like your pick of Seth Rollins because it gives him.
Nobody picked him.
I kind of did.
You kind of did. No, you did. I like that pick because think about all the factors around it. He just had a baby, so WWE a lot of times they do some loyalty to people to say, hey, let me hook you up. You did this, you did that. They've done it with the Bella Twins. The Bella
What
Twins. are gonna
loyalty
be back
do
in
they
the
owe
WWE.
him for knocking up?
They don't know nothing, but you understand what I'm saying. They knocked Becky Lynch up. I know.
If
They wanna keep
anything,
her
he's
happy.
gonna be
They want
punished.
to keep her happy. They want to keep her
He's gonna
happy.
be
You know what I mean?
punished. She was white hot.
Becky won't come
Making
back
money.
if Becky won't come back if Seth can't wrestle.
But you know
I
what?
would love.
Bob nailed it. Becky's going to come back in the Rumble and get the Bushwhacker Luke treatment. She enters the ring, clothesline over the top rope.
And they should do the same thing to Seth and the men.
Can we bring what's her name back in? Nia Jax. Just bring her in. Have her wrestle again. I mean, I don't care. I really don't care because you know why? What's going to happen is you're going to see a Royal Rumble where there's going to be 3 people in the ring at any given time instead of fucking 30 people. It's not going to look like a Royal Rumble match. It's just going to look like a fast. It's going to cater to ADD WWE fans, where you're going to have 17 matches happen in a matter of 30 minutes. And it's just that you're going to see this person. Now I'm going to bow out. Now this person's going to come in. And this person. And that's the way it's going to be. You're not going to see 25 people in there, unfortunately. You're not going to see this big slobber knocker, to coin a phrase from JR. You're just going to see
So
really super fast matches.
You're saying that we're not going to see something big, but the dirt sheets have been running rampant this week.
Who's your prediction for a surprise entrance?
All right, we'll get back to what I was saying. Surprise entrance. I think. Wow.
Shut that down.
Yeah. Jesus.
That's how things roll on this show.
Surprise entrant. I said Cena. He hasn't been named to be in there. Edge
Okay.
has been named and confirmed to be in it. Cena. I can't think of anybody else who might be Seth. I can't think of anybody else who.
Well,
might
no,
be
but I'm saying like you're going with guys
for the
that
nostalgia pop.
For nostalgia pop, I'm talking about. Yeah.
Well, we just had Legends Raw, and none of them look like they could hop in
No.
there. The Boogeyman.
Maybe. I go with Santino Marella.
All right.
Santino Marella will once again go in and get thrown right out on the other side, and then he'll run right back. I think that's what's going to happen.
Mark.
What do you think, Mark?
By putting something out there, it's going to probably happen. So I'm just going to.
They're watching this show. They're like, who can we get? Who can we grab real quick to throw in and throw out?
What's me and Mark gotta say? Yeah.
He's on the payroll.
All right, I'm getting my shit in before we finish this.
Yeah, go ahead.
The dirt sheets have been running rampant. An anonymous, unknown source has said that there is a finish out there for this year's Men's Royal Rumble that scares the death out of him. Now, just let's fantasy book this real quick before we go. We've been vamping on for too long here. I think it's going to involve something with Fire and The Fiend.
Okay.
Like, I could see them pre-taping something and pretending it's live because there's no audience in the arena, and they did that with the Fireball a couple weeks ago, which was clearly a pre-tape, and that Fireball didn't come anywhere near Randy Orton's face. They pre-taped it and still didn't bother to edit it better.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's going to have something to do with like the Fiend setting the ring on fire, or something of that nature. I don't know. I think it's fire oriented, based on what they're telling, and the Fiend's going to somehow ruin the Royal Rumble. Mark, any thoughts on what kind of disaster this could be?
Well, that's better than what I was going to say. I don't like the word death being in there. So right. I hope it's not anything Undertaker. I think he's done.
Yeah.
Dear God,
but,
no.
I know, right?
You just put it out there.
As long as they're inside the Tropicana Dome, then they can't be thrown off of Titan Towers, which would be the ultimate. You know, that happened last year, and they like to recycle their ideas. So, look, you know what? I don't know. Give me a winner of the match. I don't want there to be a question mark where I have to tune in, because I'm not going to tune in.
I'm going to say Tony Khan bought time on the Royal Rumble, where you're about to see you're about to see the end of the Rumble. Like somebody's about to get thrown over, and it cuts to Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone doing the same promo they did on Impact Wrestling for their upcoming pay-per-view. I think that's what it would be. That would be so amazing.
Cocky Schiavone with it. That's all. I need the cocky Schiavone with them.
And you don't even get a chance to see who won the Rumble.
Beach break.
It's
Sting. I love Schiavone. I love Schiavone. He's great.
And if we're gonna have Cena, for the love of God, give me the Doctor of Thugonomics. I don't want.
You're gonna get the hair parted over and the.
We're gonna have Ernest goes to the Royal Rumble.
No, he does have to promote that Suicide Squad movie, so keep that in mind.
And his HBO Max series.
How many times did The Rock come back because he was promoting a movie and he was in a WrestleMania World Title match?
I think if we're having this conversation non-COVID, The Rock wins the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it was supposed to be in Hollywood this year, WrestleMania. The whole
Mhm.
head of the table thing would have played well.
Yeah.
That would have been some shit I'd have been interested in. That's a good story. But
Yeah.
now it looks like we're going to get that down the road, and who knows what it'll look like when that happens.
We'll see what it is. Tony Khan, you know what to do. So, guys, it's Royal Rumble weekend. Make sure you check it out. If you don't already have it, you can go right on to right now. You can just go onto Amazon Stick and you can sign up for the that that WWE package that they have, which is I got rid of it. So I don't even remember the network.
The WWE Network available for only $9.99.
99 commercial free. Commercial
You can get a
free.
4-month free trial or pay 98 cents for the remainder of the year.
Yay! And guess what? You can join the DJB Productions Network for free. Just hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the notification bell. Make sure you leave us some comments. Let us know your predictions. We want to know, one, I want to know who your predictions are for both Rumbles. And I want to know who you think nostalgically is going to come back. Who are they going to drag into the ring? I want to see them actually have to help somebody into the ring because they're so feeble that they can't even get down the aisle. That's what I want to see. Guys.
I don't think anybody else is with you on that one.
I don't know. It seems like
And
they did
the
it at
crowd goes
WrestleMania one
wild.
year with the NWO and DX. But
Another
okay,
one of Dan's great hot takes there, right, Bob? You know,
definitely. Guys, I'm promoting it. Tony Khan for the win. All right, guys. So here we go. For Mad Mark Lindsay, for Be Steady himself, Bob Steffer. My name is Danny J. Until next time, we will see you at the matches. Goodbye, everybody.
The proceeding was produced by DJB Productions. Go to www.thatwrestlingshow.com.